Welcome to Give It Thought, I'm Jake, and let's all gather to mourn the loss of what would probably at the least be a decent game from developer Platinum Games in Scalebound. Yes, the news dropped yesterday that the game was let go from Microsoft's future plans, but there may be some hope, which I'll get to in a second. First, let's take a look at what happened yesterday that led up to this unfortunate cancellation. So there seemed to be a swell of rumors floating around the internet right before the official announcement. Kotaku and Eurogamer seemed to have sources telling them that the game had been in some kind of trouble, but nothing was at that time confirmed. Kotaku reported yesterday that, from what we hear, Scalebound, an ambitious game directed by iconic Twitter blocker and Bayonetta director Hideki Kamiya, had been in development hell for a long time. In addition to that, Kotaku added, "We hadn't heard or seen anything of Scalebound in recent months, and it was curiously missing from an Xbox Wire post last week that talked about the future of the Xbox One." Microsoft has also removed the official Scalebound page from the Xbox website. This article was published right as the rumor mill was starting to swirl yesterday, and as I said, it was all speculation. Although people's interest had been piqued due to the removal of any mention of Scalebound from Microsoft's future plans. This was strange at the time because Microsoft had cancelled games before, but had kept their trailers and photos up on their websites, like the cancelled Fable Legends, which still has trailers up on Microsoft's YouTube channel as well as its own website still in operation. This is a point I'll get back to in a minute. Then came in Eurogamer's reports that were much more drastic and seemed to spell an end for the much anticipated game. They said, quote, "Multiple sources have confirmed to Eurogamer that Microsoft and developer Platinum Games have parted ways on the project and that work concluded before the end of 2016, and that work on the game took a serious knock last autumn, when several senior members of the development team were forced to take a month away from the pressure of the project's heavy workload. According to their sources, those members did return, but the game had gotten so far behind schedule that there was no point in even heading back into development. And with that, Eurogamer concluded that the game had been cancelled right then and there. Fast forward a few hours, and the people behind the curtain, that being Microsoft, who served as the game's publisher, finally made an official statement about Scalebound's fate. Microsoft told Polygon, "After careful deliberation, Microsoft Studios has come to the decision to end production for Scalebound. We're working hard to deliver an amazing lineup of games to our fans this year, including Halo Wars 2, Crackdown 3, State of Decay 2, Sea of Thieves, and other great experiences." And then, when asked about the ownership of the IP that is Scalebound, Microsoft had this to say, quote, "We do not comment on the details of our business agreements with partners." So, I don't know about you, but that sounds like this deal went sour based on that comment. Of course, it could just be your normally cold spokesperson speaking here, but that sounded harsh. So, Scalebound was cancelled and it really blows. But there may be some hope worth hanging on to if you do wish for this game to see the light of day again. I mentioned a second ago that Microsoft had scrubbed all mention of the game from its official websites and YouTube channel. If you go to the game's official page on Xbox.com, it redirects you to the site's homepage, and all the official gameplay, trailers, and conference announcements, like its initial announcement at E3 in 2014, have all been made unavailable by Microsoft. Why is this when Fable Legends and other cancelled games still have their place in Microsoft's showings? Could be for one of two reasons. Platinum Games, the developer, really did something that Microsoft did not approve of, like getting way behind schedule, and they want the whole project to go away without a trace after its cancellation. They might want to make it seem like it never existed, which is what it seems like on the surface. The other option, and this is what I want to be true, is that Microsoft does not own the rights to the game, like they do with a game like Fable Legends, where they own the rights to the entire franchise. Remember how they answered that question about the ownership of the Scalebound IP? Yeah, they were not too happy about the whole thing. This leads me to believe that Scalebound's rights reside with its developer, Platinum Games. This could lead to them shopping the game around to other publishers like, say, Sony, who Microsoft definitely does not want to promote on their website. Of course, it could just be another unaffiliated publisher like 2K or Activision, but I think there's a reason Microsoft was so quick to remove all mention of the game from their outlets. Of course, this all could be some crackpot theory and not amount to anything, but I don't think we've seen the last of Scalebound. And let me mention this really quick. You know who hasn't taken down mention of Scalebound from their website? That's right, Platinum Games is still showing previews of the game at this time of writing. Seems a bit weird, huh? But in case you didn't know, Scalebound was announced 3 years ago and centered around a headphone-wearing dude and his dragon who fought things from human soldiers to mountain-sized monsters. The game was initially set for a holiday 2016 release, but was pushed into 2017 just before its cancellation. And I just wanted to catch everyone up on the heartbreaking news that Scalebound had been cancelled by Microsoft. But there is a sliver of hope out there that the game could be revived by another publisher. If that happens, you can be sure I'll be here to tell you about it. And as always, I'd love to know if you were looking forward to Scalebound. Were you sad to hear the news of its cancellation, or was this game not really up your alley? Be sure to give me any and all of your thoughts down below. And that's it from me today. If you enjoyed this video, why not throw a like my way, and make sure you subscribe for any future Scalebound news, if there is any. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitter at GiveIt.1. Links are, as always, in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, give thought to everything.